Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
I was about to make the same joke. Ah, a girl on my arm. This is exactly what we were trying to get to. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. Hisho, this is Akira Satao, my older sister. Okay, so it is a sister. Wanna go see some more of the festival with me? Maybe. Oh, to see. Gotta go see. Oh, I get. Blind jokes. Resting my hand on her shoulder. Oh, we're going there. We're going there, my peeps.
Feel my fries.
But I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Yes, I was right.
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there. In YouTube land, Jake on a one-man band is back again. It is late. I have spent almost all day researching Ruby stuff. I want to get some sleep, but this game is just too much fun. So I wanted to play a little Katawa Shoujo before I went to sleep. So, we're in the city with Lilly, looking for a birthday present for Hanako. The best day ever. So, bored of standing in one place and watching the television in a shop window, I pull myself away from the tacky display with little effort. After living at Yamaku, the city seems like an entirely different world. No running in the halls, calm and orderly conduct is to be used at all times in the classrooms. Students are to exit rooms after checking both directions from oncomers. Elevators are reserved to movement-impaired students, single file on stairs. What, that just sounds like real life. I mean, you guys don't do that? You don't do that? That's what I do. Compared to such strict, almost regimental standards, the city's shopping arcade might as well be a strange country. While the school may have its fair share of hustle and bustle during the festival, the outside world is much different. And to all you people that need to get out in the world, it's true. It's a lot different. It's strange, having lived in a metropolitan city before my accident. This should feel almost natural, more natural than Yamaku and the surrounding town ever could. Yet it feels foreign somehow. The elevated walkways and tall buildings, each adorned with billboards taller than any three people, don't do anything to distract me from the passing crowd's reactions. The sound of cars is deafening. This is why I hate cities. But that's a nice sight to look at. Lilly keeps one hand on my shoulder and the other holding her cane, which taps the ground with a metronome-like steadiness. Looking over to her, that neutral smile of hers still holds. Having only seen her in school uniform, I'd not have recognized her as she sat on the bench waiting for me to come, if not for her cane propped up against it and her distinctive hair. I can't tell whether they're glancing at her due to her height, her foreign looks, her obvious blindness, or all three. Not that any of those would make the situation any less uncomfortable than it is. Do you have any ideas where to look first, Tishio? I've never bought gifts for a girl before. Her soft voice breaks me out of my line of thought. I can't imagine that she's failing to notice the attention she ganders, but she seems unfazed by it. I get the feeling she's the type to enjoy walking outside, so she might be used to it by now. Not really. It's my first time in this city, so I've got no idea where to go. She furrows her brow in thought, planning a route for us to take, and, come to think of it, a way to communicate it. Something I noticed in the time I've been with her is how, when in deep thought, she lacks close to any form of body language to show it. Her expression may change, but not a hint of movement shows. She seems to have little in the way of sweeping physical gestures in general, though. So I've assumed it's part of her reserved nature. Is there a large electronics store near here? Are you talking about Best Buy or Circuit City? Or whatever big one may be in your hometown, I don't know. I take a quick look around, mostly finding clothing stores. After a few seconds, I notice a store with a bright blue sign some distance away that fits her description. Probably Best Buy. Yep, it's just a bit ahead. Should we go in that direction? Thankfully, it's just the information she needed. With a nod, we start off and head towards Lily's unknown destination, landmarks being our guide. That's how I get around. Street names? I don't know no street names. Oh my god, ice cream! We should totally get Neapolitan ice cream. It's the best. Here you go. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate. Well, it's kinda there. I hand the money over the counter and take the cones to the railing that Lily's sitting on. Well, at least the car noise is gone. We're back to the awesome music of this game. I can't believe I let her trick me like this. She not only led me to an ice cream stall, but also got me to buy her some. How is that tricking? That's just the gentleman thing to do. At least she gave me money for hers. Oh, dude, no. You're supposed to buy her the ice cream and not accept any money in return. Because that's what the gentleman, the man, does. That's what I'd do. Whoa, you're so small. We must be sitting, like, away from each other. Sure enough, she's patiently waiting where I left her. I guess she was planning on making the day an event rather than a simple shopping trip. Oh, now we're close. Yeah, she looks so happy for ice cream. Dude, I'd be happy for ice cream. I'd be like, heck yes. I call out to her and slowly place the vanilla cone in her outstretched hands, being careful to make sure that she's got a good hold of it before letting go. At least her tastes are fairly normal. I'd worried she'd ask for some weird flavor when she first asked. Now, what flavor would be weird? I mean, comments down below weird flavors of ice cream, and I will judge them as such. Here's the change. It's okay, keep it. Oh, bro, no. You don't keep it. Well, maybe you do. What would you do in this situation? I moved to protest, but realized the futility in doing so over such a small amount. I slipped the coin into my pocket, supplementing my my meager allowance ever so slightly. Lily shows no signs of waiting to get up, so I take a seat beside her. Start eating my own ice cream. The summer weather's nice. Oh, we're here. We're talking about the weather. We're that desperate for small talk. Hopefully it will hold out for a while. You too? I'm beginning to think I'm the only person who prefers winter. I contemplate her statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. It draws the intended reaction. She's cute when she's pouting. Still, I can't really imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go out without bundling up, and you'll still freeze anyway. I used to live further north, where there'd be plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either. At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. What? Dude, you're not wearing a skirt? Dude, you can wear a kilt. A manly skirt, manly skirt. She gives an amusing giggle, and we both get back to finishing our already melting cones. Cones don't really melt. It's more the ice cream that's on the cone. Oh, look, more people. I idly sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Looking to Lily, she is dutifully licking her ice cream from the top downwards, blissfully unaware of the fact that it's beginning to melt. It's melting. Where? Down a bit. No, down. She lowers her mouth from the top of the cone, but has no idea of exactly where the ice cream is dripping. What follows is a game of guiding her left to right until she finally finds it. Okay, warmer, a little bit to the left. Your other left. Oh man, that would be a funny thing to watch. I mean, not funny as in like it would be funny because of the situation. To any onlooker, it must seem absolutely bizarre. I was about to say absurd. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely bizarre. A girl with her eyes closed, turning her cone over and over as a guy next to her gives instructions. A strange variation of childhood blindfold games, maybe. That's not bizarre. That's like anybody walking would see that as like a couple game. Like they're like, oh, they're a couple when they're not a couple yet, as we all know. In good time, we finally finish our treats and while away the time conversing casually. What's with the turned away? Why are you turning away from us, girl? Don't turn away from us. Caught mid-sentence, Lily perks her head in her trademark manner. It's an unmistakable sign that something's caught her attention. Ah. What is it? It's Akira. Somewhere out there. I think I heard her. I raise an eyebrow as I look in the direction she's facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick up Akira's lone voice in the din. Dude, I can do that. Yeah, it's, since I got these, I got good these. It's God's way of compensating. Sure enough, though, a blonde girl in a suit could be seen through the tiny gaps between people walking every which way. I raise my hand and wave, trying to catch her attention. Satao! Hey, Satao! She stops in her tracks and looks towards me, evidently noticing my calls. As she does, I notice someone walking beside her. I can't get a good look at whoever it is, though, before the two begin walking towards where we are. As they reach us, Lily and I stand to dust ourselves off. Akira! Hey, you two! Who's this? She nods towards me, a gesture which I quickly return. My gaze shifts towards the young girl next to her, and our eyes meet. As they do, Akira plops her hand onto her head, a move which doesn't seem to faze her. I don't believe we've met. I'm, Hideki. Pleased to meet you, Hishio.
How do you know my name?
You a mind reader? The guy's name, huh? Guess I just dodged the bullet there. Oh, so it's a trap. Oh, those traps. He bows, somewhat restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. Is, Hideki here too, as well? Akira's been taking very good care of me, thank you. Akira grins as if to affirm the point and rubs his head, dragging it around in a circular motion. His dreary face during this is somewhat amusing. Uncle's out on business again, so I'm just taking him around town for today. But he preferred to spending his day on a date with my boyfriend. I prefer to spending the day on a date with my boyfriend, but Akira has a boyfriend. Akira has a boyfriend. Hideki gives a cough and to try to redirect Akira's thoughts. As he does so, I find I find mind wandering. I'm sorry. Man, where's that water that I had? Found it. Ah, bada boom ba. Good. They're related? And further as first cousins, I suppose. That explains why she's taking care of him in any case. Come to think of it, Hideki, how do you know my name? Akira told me. Being a Yamaku student, I suppose you're disabled in some way. Not everyone at Yamaku's disabled. Which I only learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shizune and Misha for their stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out that since the school will accept practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. It seems unlikely many in good health would enroll there though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it's extremely isolated and very much focused on helping disabled students. You're dodging the question. Damn, he's sharp. Before I can say another word, though, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to call it myself, your heart? He is a sidekick. Looks like we're just gonna have to take care of him. Akira looks mildly, curiously at me. Her, interest peaked as well. That sure was a lucky guess. How did you show no missing limbs or deformities, so external disabilities are out. Considering the lack of any strange mannerisms, it is also unlikely that you have any mental disability. I can imagine I can imagine him talking like Morden does in Mass Effect. But Yamaku doesn't take mental disability students. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is that of internal disabilities. I didn't know which one you might bear, so I guessed, correctly as it turns out. And your reaction confirmed my guess. More than a little bemused, I look at Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes, but more than a little unsympathetic. Logical, but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune in a way, as do his looks. May I ask why you're staring at me? Surely I'm not that unusual a specimen. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just a coincidence, but the ribbon in his hair really is too much. This is entirely beside the point, though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab with her elbow. Told you you're not that much different from her. Let me guess, so he is related to Shizune? He coughs into his hand and tried to maintain an upright and serious demeanor. I see you've met my sister, then. Perhaps her full name might help you. I am Hideki Hakamichi. You are probably thinking of my sister, Shizune Hakamichi. Yes, that would explain a lot. Oh, I'd like to see those two get together. Oh, so he's Shizune's brother. So Shizune and Lilly are cousins? Pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. Wait a minute. If Hideki is the son of Akira's uncle, and Shizune is his sister, then that means Lilly and Shizune's fathers are brothers. Therefore, Lilly and Shizune are first cousins. Over-the-top anime reaction. Lilly groans with an uncharacteristically, couldn't figure out that word, unrestrained manner. The reaction earns a amused smirk from her sister. The affinity between the two just took another meeting. I had thought it's simply a matter of difficulty of communication between the two, but a family feud makes things much more complicated. That it does. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Ain't that the truth? Thankfully, I love my entire family. There's no bad blood there. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She must have give us... Okay. I'm gonna use my brain this time. She mustn't give as much weight as to the two's conflict as I do. See what I said about it being late and me being tired? Well, that's how it is. What are you two up to on this fine day? We're shopping for Hanukkah's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face, as if Lilly had just said that the sky wasn't blue and the clouds not white. How would Lilly know? She's blind. Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes. Why? Is something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's an utterly unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong. The folks didn't call you yet? Oh no. What happened with the folks? As Lilly shakes her head cluelessly, I look at Hideki to see if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey Shorty, sorry, but can you hang out with Hishio for a while? Please don't leave me with him. He nods and waves her off, Akira placing an arm on Lily's shoulder as she guides her away and out of earshot. And so, I'm alone with Shorty. So, nice weather, isn't it? It seems so. Okay. I guess they dumped us. Indeed. With a farcical attempt at small talk, I got no idea of how to talk to this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. Blood and stone come to mind. Blood and a stone come to mind. I don't get the reference, or if that was a reference at all. Without another word, he begins to rock on his feet in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting the conversation over, I decided to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm going to search for a present. Coming? Not much else to do. Alrighty guys, I think with that, I'm gonna have to end the episode here. I really wish I could continue, but I really need to get some sleep. But anyway, like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course. This game is awesome. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys next time. I'm out there in YouTube land. Be a nice person, and tip your waitresses. Yeah,